Hello, my name is Tim Lehealy, and in this video we're going to be discussing the coding panel in Quincy Discovery. We're going to talk about using the coding panel and viewing coded documents in the grid. So let's hop into Quincy and do those things. We have Quincy open here. Let's go into a case. We're going to select our documents and just open the viewer. We don't care about this left-hand navigational panel. We don't actually even really care about the grid. Let's just open a document and then close the grid for now. We don't care about this left side. We're really just interested in the viewer and the coding panel. To give myself a little bit more real estate, I'm going to close the tagging and the bookmarks. I do that by clicking here and here. You can put them back by just clicking on this plus if you need them again. But for right now, let's open the coding panel. Quincy Discovery ships with a standard coding panel. You can see the different fields that are applied. If you need to customize it, it is possible, though it comes with professional services hours because it needs to be done on the back end. So hopefully this is good enough for your needs. Anyway, let me show you how it works. So this document, you can see this document is coded this way. If you go to the next document, you can see this document is coded slightly different. And the next one, again, coded differently. Let's say we wanted to change the way one of these is coded. Let's say DT search examples, we don't want to be responsive. We can just click here, change it, change any of these fields. We'll do note. We'll call this new note. And we can go ahead and save it, and that will make those changes. Before those changes will ultimately show up in the coding panel, though, meaning if I were to toggle forward and back, they wouldn't be there. You're going to need to resync your grid. So once I resync my grid, I'm back in business, and now if I go next, and then I go back, you see it's correctly new note and no. And I mean responsive is no. So that's one little thing to be aware of. Generally, I don't think it will inhibit you. You just code. The coding is working. I'll show you how you can view it actively in the grid. And then, if you want to toggle back and forth, just know that if you're going to do that operation, go refresh your grid. Nonetheless, let me show you a few of the controls here. I showed you save. Let's go to a new document, a document that hasn't been coded. These all have been coded. Let's see about this one. Oh yeah, that's an encrypted document. That's coded. Finally, one that is not coded. So let's go ahead and say we want to produce this document. We want to redact is true. We're going to put a gobbledygook note there. We've already shown you how clicking save works. Let me show you what save next does. Save next simply registers the coding and automatically takes you to the next document. You can then go ahead and code this document and then do save next again and go on to the next document. It's meant to keep coding as quickly as possible. Let me show you what apply previous does. Lots of people end up coding the same thing over and over and over again, and they don't want to constantly be clicking here. So what apply previous does is it allows you to click it. It will apply the previous coding and advance you to the next document. It's like save next without actually even having to enter stuff. Now, to prove that that worked for us, I'm going to go ahead and refresh my grid so I'm all in sync. And I'm going to go back to the previous document. And you can see it's coded as we wanted it to be, even though we didn't actually enter any values. All right, the last thing I want to show you is how to see coding in the grid. So let's go ahead and open up my grid again. Let's get this out of the way because we don't really need it. We'll make our coding panel a little bit smaller. I'm going to reconfigure my grid here a little bit. Let's say you have a standard set of columns in here. You're not going to see the coded columns. So you could scroll all the way left and they wouldn't be there. To get coded columns into your grid, you're going to have to go to the select and then choose custom columns. So I'm going to go remove all the columns in this grid. I'm going to put back object and object name, label ID, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to add all of my custom columns. And then I'm just going to go ahead and apply change. And let's see, and there we go, right? So now we have the object ID, the object name, the label, and these are all the codings. So you can see anytime we code a document, these columns get populated with the corresponding values. These are what we just produced. This document 6163, let's see that. 6163. And there are those values. Attorney requested review, produced, and confidential no. So that's really all I wanted to show you in the context of the coding panel. Hopefully that is helpful and allows you to get started. Again, if you want a custom coding panel, they can be created for you. They're very quick to create, but it does require back-end work. So there's you're going to have to call the help desk and there's a charge associated with that. So in any event, that's all I want to tell you for this video. I'm going to put my contact information up on the screen as always. Give you a second to copy it down, and then I'm going to end the video. Thank you very much.